All right, lit.
Okay, mate.
Yeah, you're all right, mate. So you're on the side, lad.
What?
Is your phone on the side?
No. Want me to put it on the side?
Yeah, it's better if you're watching it on the telly, I think. Yeah.
Um, yeah, no. Just, just been lounging, mate, on the couch.
Yeah.
I've got 20 minutes and then I'll have to get a shower.
Yeah, I've got 20 minutes in the shower. I've got to check the time. Yeah, we're on 2 minutes. So 22 minutes will wrap up. I'll be conscious of the time. I'll leave this. Yeah, so I'll
That's
give you a
okay.
little, we won't do all the niceties. We'll crack on as well to talk about. So I just gave you the prelude to like what this would be about a couple of days ago, and it's culture. Because like I've heard the word culture, and obviously we done culture in science. That's where like mold evolves. You know what I mean? And it's like
Yeah.
I was meant to Google the meaning of culture, but like what I'm thinking is like what's in the air, what affects you. So like I first got thinking of culture when it comes to the place I'm in now. You know what I mean? The big on like an art culture, a
Yeah.
culture
Isn't
just
it the
saying yeah.
capital of Europe for art or something?
Yeah, it's weird. It's yeah, so it's like some culture is like, and this is just off the top of my head. I will go back and check. Is like what evolves, what's bred in the air, and that can mean like so. Like, oh, what I know is like what I know of culture, which isn't a great deal. I don't know the definition, but like my culture and my house at home is very different to yours. I was close to both. I was affected by both. But the culture of my house and the culture of the house you're in now as a kid, I know that wasn't per se your house. You know what I mean, don't you? Like the culture was totally different.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and the culture's only is what you're exposed to, isn't it? You know what I mean? And like as a kid, you kind of exposed to the culture you're born into, and everyone's is different. You kind of go to school, there's a culture in your school, each school's different. So you're
Yeah.
just a big dirty mix of all the different cultures you're in, isn't it? And it's like as an adult, you've got to you're influenced by things, but a lot of it's done subconsciously, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Mm, yeah, it
It's
is.
mad because the culture I've been exposed to here of just say yes has had me in some tricky situations. I've been resistant and fighting that culture. Not,
Yeah,
I didn't fully get it. I didn't fully understand it because no one sat down with this is the culture. Do you get what I mean? It's just I seen a
yeah,
video and a statement was made, a culture of saying yeah.
yeah,
And I learned that lesson in a few ways, but that culture of saying yeah, that culture of doing, that culture of taking part as this might mess up now that someone's ringing me. Has now got me at a level of fitness that I so appreciate. You know what I mean?
yeah.
That
Your
culture,
gut's going.
yeah, that's what I mean. Physically, it's made a big difference. So, and I've not. It's
Yeah,
like,
it has mentally as well, Nick.
yeah.
Because
Oh, I know that. I'm going to come to that.
go
Yeah,
on.
all areas. Yeah. So physically, I can physically see the difference, and
Yeah,
it's led on to like I've addressed my coffee, which was big issues. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
I've addressed me I've addressed me eating. I'm not like scavenging at night as much. I'm eating little portions off the so the culture I was exposed to, which was just say yeah, has now spiraled. It's gone on leaps and bounds. For instance, a prime example of the culture I was exposed to, and this is in like a 6 month period. I'm on 7.5 months. It's
yeah.
not a deal of time, you know what I mean?
Mm,
But like I'm living it because I'm here under this roof and I want to be here. It was good early doors. I did enjoy it. It was tough. But from
yeah,
where it been, I was grateful. So
yeah,
that's
yeah.
gratitude like spiraled and grown, you know what I mean? But now even when I got a cold recently, I was still up training hard at fucking 7 o'clock in the morning the next day. Even normally that culture that I'd fostered.
You'd checked out.
Yeah, yeah. And my head was still doing the checkout, but like my body just kind of went on, you know what I mean? And now I'm just getting back on the end of the cold. It's been about 3 weeks. It's probably been the best cold I've ever had. And it was a heavy one, you know what I mean? It kept
Been up
evolving and
one, hasn't it?
yeah, you've had something similar. And that's because of the culture I've been exposed to, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and it's mad. It's like, let's talk about a little. We've already got long, so I just want to do a little 5 minute block. So, like, the culture I had as a kid was like a female dominated house, broken home. But there was love there. I'd never questioned the love bit
Yeah.
sensitive, you know what I mean? Female, I'd describe, and that's a bit not derogatory because it is what it is, but it was a bit more love and a bit more understanding. But that then imposed that its problems. Yours was the polar opposite, wasn't it? It was dominated. It was physical. Yeah, and another difference was like mine didn't per se have money. You know what I mean? We didn't really want for that. Well, we did want for things, but yours was kind of like you didn't want financially, did you? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it? So what when it said to you, did you really think about culture? What's come off for you? Where did it take you?
yeah. Everything's a culture, isn't it, really?
It's weird. It's a weird
When,
question, isn't it?
when you go into it, is school a culture?
Yeah, definitely. It's like the environment. That's what I mean. So I don't know the dictionary definition, but I like culture, which is what I've done it in science. I don't remember. I was only a little kid. Like where mold drives in like a petri dish, and that's like the air. It just I don't know. I don't quite get it, but it's like what's bred in the air. You know what I mean? Like what you'd
Yeah,
expect
it's just
to.
like if everyone's doing, if everyone's being one way or another, then that's the
Yeah,
culture, isn't it?
yeah. And it's kind of like what. So kind of like so like that thing as a child, that culture I was exposed to as a child. Obviously, I went to an affluent school, although I didn't have money. There was money there, you know what I mean? So kind of
Mm.
seeing a different way of life. And I used to go to loads of people's homes, as you met loads of them. So I was
Yeah,
exposed to this like affluence, nice food, nice and polite. And again, but yeah, it was just mad. It's just the mix up, the amalgamation of all the different cultures, what you take on board as yourself, what becomes beliefs and actions, and you then pass on to your kids. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
Well, that's how societies work, isn't it? That's what's when the streets go bad, what's it called? Gang culture.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Same. It's where you
yeah,
live. If you're surrounded by it, the fucking more, you know what I mean? If it's a regular thing, you
yeah,
become you become accustomed to it. It
yeah,
doesn't become, and the more accustomed to it you become, the more it breeds
yeah,
because
yeah,
it's a culture.
yeah. It's mad, and again, it's like there's pros and cons to every single culture. I don't think there's obviously not a perfect culture. Obviously, where you are in the world demographically, like where you're positioned, your food is directly like affecting your culture. Food's a part of it. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
obviously, with the modern world now, the world's a smaller place than what it's ever been with communication, hasn't it? You know what I mean? So, like music choice, there's more choice today.
That's culture, isn't it? Music culture.
Yeah, yeah. It's mad because and what the whole purpose of this is, it's like because I don't have much contact with my kids, which I don't want to drone on and be negative, but like what culture can I pass on? But in the small time I do have with them, you know what I mean? I was thinking about mine with my dad. We've just had it's Derby Day this weekend. So growing up as a kid, what did it mean to me? It meant like safe in my dad's arms. So win or lose, you know what I mean? But ultimately it was like a football culture. But like I was a child, my dad wasn't really a typical, like it was just going to match with my dad and things like that, you know what I mean? That was like a football culture, but like a Liverpool culture as well. Um, yeah, and it was nice thoughts, it was nice warming thoughts, you know what I mean? It was nice to
Yeah,
think of. And then obviously with cultures, like we all have neighbours. Well, we don't all, I suppose some are isolated, but we all have an area we're from that dictates our food. We have choices in music, modern technologies, revolutionary. So our music culture is more varied and diverse. Obviously, there's more acceptance in a general sense, but I think there's more ignorance than there's ever been. More staunch ignorance. You know what I mean? In some cultures.
well, it's like, I don't know, mate. Listen, again, it's, you just rattle people, don't you? It's like the
Yeah, and I'm not.
vaccines. It's like the vaccines and all the information that's come out. It's there in black and white, but it's
Yeah,
culture, isn't it?
yeah, yeah.
People are just, do you know what I mean? I don't know. I think some people don't like to believe that. I don't know. I think do a lot of them think did they feel stupid because they were duped, or I don't know. It's just
Could you cut whenever we're thinking about not, and we obviously come from our standpoint, our experience has dictated our present thing, and this is on anything. So just what I've got thinking, just of what you said, an example is so the vaccines, just as a general statement, vaccines, there's a big thing that's present today. So whatever culture you've exposed to, whatever thoughts and beliefs you have, you can then attach to something that justifies you and put you in a gang of the same culture. So if you're anti-vaccine, you are known as a conspiracy theorist. You are known as, you can see the truth, and all that stuff that comes in. So if you want to get in that camp, you'll explore that avenue. You'll be generally associated with people of the same thought. So you will have a culture that is typically can be labelled as a conspiracy theorist.
Yeah,
but you have,
you're 100% correct. Well, the likes of me, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not asked. I don't.
Yeah, that might be a bad term.
There's no. But what I'm saying is, there's no group I'm in. There's not, and I'm not anti-vax campaigner or nothing like that. You want the fucking jab? Have the jab.
Yeah,
that sounds. If you think that that's going to help you, have it. I've had millions of jabs myself, being abroad, being this. I've had to have them, but I don't like it when something is forced and pushed upon you.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
Yeah.
Me mum and dad have had the jabs. Me brothers had the jabs. So I'm not an anti-vaxxer, I'm not an anti-jabber. That's just an easy cop-out for the fucking powers to be.
Yeah, I'm on you. That's what I'm saying, and that. So again, and that's what I mean. So the same situation depends where you're coming from. And again, I'm one of them mad ones because I try and limit my media. You know what I mean? It's part of what this channel is. It's media that I'm dictating to the world. I'm not really coming in because I don't watch it back, but I'm giving out to the world. And there's loads of reasons for that. That'll become clear over the years. But yeah, I actually got the 2 jabs. I'm not going to go into the ins and outs. Not that I don't want to, but it's not the time. But I got 2 jabs, and I so regret that. I don't dwell on it and get anti, but that's what I mean. I don't force my opinions, my experience on others. That is the difference, I feel. So like whether you culture is chosen or forced, I think that's a huge thing.
Well, it's just a mad one, isn't it? It's just, I don't know. I just, listen, when COVID was on, I didn't see no one dropping dead. I didn't know anyone who fucking died directly of COVID, full stop.
Yeah.
No one did. When I used to speak to people and we were all petrified, and because I was petrified at first, when I'd speak to people and ask them and that, no one ever knew anyone directly, and then there was just rumours coming out, people who died or something else. They put COVID on the death certificate, so you start adding them things up. The fuck then are you going to go and put a jab in your arm for the same people who were fucking.
Yeah, and again, I run the risk with COVID. I know that might be.
Did you see people dropping dead? Did you see anyone dropping dead?
I can't think without going directly into it. I didn't know anybody. No one physically in my immediately circle.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, did you see people falling over in the streets in like what China was showing and all that?
I didn't see China's either. I want to say.
China, they put their first video up. They put fucking people walking like we were zombies walking and then just dropping dead.
Wow.
And did that happen anywhere else?
Oh, wow. Oh, I'm not even going down. We're going on one specific subject. So
I know. That's what I'm saying. Go on. Fucking anything we say is for entertainment purposes only. It's not fucking.
No. I want to get deep, but we've got 5 minutes. This will spring on. I'm going to research. I'm going to look into what COVID, what countries said, because there was a document that.
Well, Sweden never shut.
Yeah, there was a document that I've seen that like part of England. So one of these conformists, without being derogatory, one of these people who follows the government, there's a document, I think it was made in the 80s or the 90s, that said like the governing body, the health industry, whatever the English term is, the government shouldn't incite fear. Shouldn't. There was 10 things, and during COVID, not one of them was followed, and that's a document that's supposed to be certified. Now that's a fact that I've seen the documents, and it's a fact that I lived through the experience where fear was mongered.
It was fear mongering, and listen, I might be like I haven't had my jabs, but I was scared.
Yeah.
When it started, I locked away. I played the game.
Yeah.
You got me for a month.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then when I didn't see no one fucking dropping dead in the street, and I didn't hear no one fucking dropping dead, and nothing. Just people were all locked up, getting fucking wrecked, having parties, and fucking everyone's addiction went through the roof. And do you know what I mean? I just thought, what a crock of shit.
Yeah. No, it revolutionised my life.
And what I thought is, do you know, if there was a true pandemic and there were people dropping dead and people were that sick, the government wouldn't have to tell us to fucking lock ourselves in, mate. We'd all do it anyway.
Yeah.
We would do it. We would isolate. If it was fucking true pandemic and people were looking, come on, kid. Everyone would isolate anyway. Everyone would be like, fuck that. You wouldn't want to see your neighbour.
Go on, we've only got 2 minutes or so. What I'd like to say was it obviously revolutionised the world's lives, but for me personally, I was locked down at my hometown, the scene of the crime, if you like. So but do you know what? The pain was worse than ever. The worry, so like the addiction side of things, just to put it in terminology and a label, went like amazing for me. It's where I first learned what meetings could do, I first learned. But then on this flip side, the worry around my children, which I couldn't do nothing about, but that was quite exaggerated. So it was like polars, you know what I mean? And it just kept hoping it'd be over soon. It was mad. But on the end of it, like, I don't know whether this is controversial or not. I don't really care. I would run the risk of COVID than have that job again. Same with the flu jabs. I wouldn't have a flu jab. I'll run the risk with flu. That might be easy for me, say, as a middle-aged, healthy man, per se.
Yeah, and that was my point. That was my point. I'm not actually anti-vax. I'm not, listen, my dad fucking queues up for them.
Yeah.
Dad paid for them.
Yeah.
That was his own fucking wallet.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, no, there's nothing. That's if you want it, isn't it? That's if you feel like you require it or you need that extra necessary fucking protection.
Yeah.
And that's your choice, isn't it? But when something's getting sold to you, hard sell.
Yeah, fear
and it's supposed to be for the good of your health. Well, if it was for the good of your fucking health, mate, you wouldn't have to hard sell it.
No.
We'd be fucking fighting to get it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? And that's how you've got to look at it. You've got to look at things logically and think, if something was that fucking great, right, they wouldn't have to spend millions and millions and millions on advertising and promoting it and fucking going into schools and doing it. And what are you doing all that for? If it was fucking really
if we thought it was that important.
If it was that important and we needed it, we'd be queuing up outside the doctors to get it done.
But it's the elements of force, isn't it? Go on, it's 20 minutes now, lad, so I'm going to cut this off. But sound is right. So again, what I want to part with, like, if you watch this video, is what does culture mean to you? What cultures have you been exposed to? And what culture would you like to pass on to your loved ones? You know what I mean? No, that's just a general statement for whoever's watching, the 4 people.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a bit of a fucking deep one to fucking land on me there, like.
No, that was it. That's what I mean. I didn't come across, I didn't communicate properly then. So we'll have to run, lads. We've got things to do. All right, so
go on, mate. I've got to get a shower and then pick the baby up.
All right, so I'll see you in a bit.
Okay, mate. I'll speak to you later.